I am on, I guess. What is that buzzing? Oh, it's in my ear. No bees, but something is buzzing. Hopefully you can't hear it either. The only buzz you should be hearing is the buzz of the new year, because the new year is upon us, and actually in less than 3 hours in the East Coast. Now, if we catch our friends that are in Europe that watch our show, we do have folks that are over in, like, Per is over in Sweden and Norway. I know that Tommy and Kel and a couple other people are in the UK. They're already in 2024. So it is 2024. The 2023 season, not officially over, but technically over. There's nothing to play for other than beating the Donkeys. And I tell you, with the Donkey win today, and I thought maybe the Chargers, and I'll be kind, I'll call them Chargers. I thought they were going to play better. They played okay. But Donkeys at home with Jared Stidham at quarterback. And we know about Stidham. We know about how he can play in the system of the Josh McFired system. We know his tendencies. We know those things. Those at least that have been on the team for a couple years. And Stidham looked decent. Stidham looked decent last year in the two games that he played. And we offered him a contract. Man, who's to say, had he not come in, and, him being the backup when they were still going all in on Garbageopolo, that he would have showed more than Hoyer. They maybe probably wouldn't have signed Hoyer. Yeah, things are. Like I said, how many games were close? I'd have to look back. This is rich. This is rich. Oh my God. From our Giants fan, Gabe, if y'all don't keep Pierce, I'm done. With what? You're a fucking Giants fan, Gabe. Come on, man. You're done. You're done with the channel. You're done with me. You're done with football. You're done with the Raiders. You're done with what? Sports? That's just funny. You're not a Raiders fan. Now, if you were a Raiders fan, then it would hold some wasta. You get what I'm saying, right? You do understand. No offense, you don't mean shit with how poverty, Mark Davis, with how poverty. I know that word's not right. Bishop blesses for this year. Bishop bless me. I know that's very, very selfish. I try not to be selfish. Bless me. Bless all of our friends here. It's just getting tight. I hate saying it. It's just tight. Bless all that are here on the channel, that watch the channel, of course, from the Bishop of Vegas. He's my bishop. But bless me, please. See, thanks, Bishop. I appreciate that. Season's over. Game's done, though. Game's done. If Mark Davis doesn't have Antonio Pierce as the next head coach of the Raiders, as that asshole would say, he is an asshole. Now, let's read all this. Pierce deserves it. I'm happy for him, and for him to not get the job would be fucked up. This is just about me, isn't it? Gabe, I agree. I agree with that sentiment. I think he has done enough. With Wade, he played the 2 games prior to today, but they came out flat today. And I guess you're going to have times that, teams come out flat, but you can't afford to come out flat when you got to keep the aggression and the positivity and the motor churning for, hey, we want to be in the playoffs. Ed says we're not a playoff team. Yeah, we're not. By definition, we're not a playoff team. But you know what? If things would have been different, like for example, and I can't remember exactly where it was in the game, but Illuminor has a false start. I know it was like a 4th and 1? Had Illuminor not jumped, what could have happened? Had the officials not called pass interference on Jones, which was bullshit, had the officials not called offsides on Jones, which was also bullshit, had the officials called defensive pass interference the several, and I will say several times, that they mugged Devontae Adams, you take those 3 points off the board on that re-kick, right? Which is bullshit because he wasn't offside. You put they won by 3 points, which is that kick. And I want to say, man, Hollywood, boy, are my arms tired. Because I just flew in from Indy. And they are tired. Thank you there, sir. It was great seeing you today, Hollywood. For those that don't know, Hollywood, and I'm glad he got a chance to come in here because he said, if I don't make it, be sure to tell everybody I said my best. This is from Hollywood. This is from Wolf. This is from Skull Lady and Brian. This is from Mr. and Mrs. Raider, Joe Morrow, and his wonderful, awesome wife. This is from Destruction, a.k.a. James Godley and his wife. Those are people I do know that were there. There were a bunch of people there with me. And, yeah, I was in Indy. You didn't know I was in Indy, Gabe? Did you see the pictures? I flew in by myself. Is that a goal? Oh, good. Thank God. So I'm watching sports. I'm watching the Flyers currently on a power play. And the Flames had a breakaway. It would have been a shorty, and it was a hell of a save by Erson, who is the backup goalie for the Flyers. Because I know that Kata Hot played the other day on a back-to-back. He actually played the third period the night prior because the goalie went out, Erson, and Kata Hot came in for him. So, playing some different guys. Erson is the backup. But anyway, Okay, and I agree with this. Jack Jones played a hell of a game, and the officials. And isn't it? Did you guys see my meme? Did you guys see my meme? Maybe I can. Here, let me see if I can add. No, nothing. There's a way to do this. Screen lamp. Okay, if I add. Oh yeah, that's what settings. No, oh my god, there's a way I can't remember. I haven't done it in so long. Um, new way, no, not new layout. Nope, nope, no. Picture in picture. Maybe that might be it. Try that. Oh, I know what it is because I have to. I gotta add something. Oh yeah, the share screen. Okay, that's what. Okay, hang on. Share screen. I'm gonna try this. Um, yeah, that's okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Well, it's not a great way, but did you see my? Yeah. Okay. That was and I wanted to do it where it was actually a. Let me do this. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Happy New Year. And here's the officials. We're here to fuck shit up and make good calls, and we're all out of good calls. That's that was the, and I wish it would be better if it would have been the picture, but you guys get it, right? Whatever. Okay, so we got to come back to that. But yeah, we're here to fuck shit up. Mark, I think Mark is going to realize that. Raiders wanted it. They came out. They came out sluggish. At they did. So much hate, and they just how BS they treat us and get away with it. NFL goes no fun league. Rest sucks. We need no help. Hey, and you want to talk about a fucked up experience for a team? The Lions last night. The fucking Lions last night, right? Are you kidding me? The Lions fuck shit up. Well, the officials fuck shit up for the Lions, right? But what time your plane leaves into the game just ended 5 hours ago? Gabe, figure this out. It's. I had was it a Lear? What do they call it? A Lear 5? Jetstream 5? What do you call those Lear jets? At the airport waiting for me? The ones that multimillionaires use? I can't remember that. Yeah, it's a Lear 5. It was there. Oh, a G6. Thanks, Wood. Wood knows. Wood knows what plane it could be. Wood's rolling the money, boy. Um, Where do we find a quarterback's experience in opposing teams? Pierce Cousins or Russell comes to mind. I don't want either one of those guys. I think that Russell Wilson is washed, and I'm not sold on Kirk Cousins either. Just my opinion. I would, if we're going to go to somebody that's been in the league for a while, the guy we played today, I'd take Minshew. I'd take Jacoby Brissett. I would take, and you guys are going to laugh, I would take whoever Dallas doesn't want behind Dak Prescott, Rush or Trey Lance, because they're veterans. I mean, they've been in the league a while. I'd like to have Justin Fields. I know that's not a popular decision, but I think if we do have the GM that knows the Bears come in to be our GM, he knows more about them than most people. I don't want Mitch Trubisky. He's washed. Mason Rudolph, the guy that's been playing well for the Steelers, that's another vet. I don't know when his contract is up. I don't know what's going to happen with Stiddy, but remember, Stiddy is a McDaniels or a McFired quarterback. He looked bad. So Ed wants Russell Wilson. Okay. The rest once again kept the other team in the game. That's true. At least the rest are fucking the whole NFL. True. But they fuck us just a little bit harder and a little bit harder, a little bit more intently, and just a bit more when it counts. Oh, wait till you see your interview with Autumn Wynn. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. When is Brian going to have that up? I'm sure it's wonderful. I can't remember it. I hope I didn't cuss as much as I normally do. Flyers are still up 1-0, by the way. 13 minutes to play in the second period. And I saw Hollywood on TV 3 times. I didn't get to my phone fast enough each time. I saw Hollywood 3 times. I saw Wolf once, and I saw James Godley, aka Destruction. I saw him once. So we saw the crew out there. We were there. Yeah, I was on that G6, Gabe. Dave said 2 weeks ago that I have the ability. I don't have the ability that my dad had to see talent. I need to find someone who can do that for me. And that is why he was alluding to that special assistant that is a football guy for football-related things. And that's why people were saying, well, maybe, and I'm gonna throw up. Maybe that's the Tom Brady issue. Maybe that, but I hope it's not him. I really don't. I hope it's Louis Riddick. That's who I hope. I hope it's Louis Riddick. That's who I hope. By observation, I believe the team felt since they beat KC, they came in cocky, waiting for Minshew. Yeah. He made the adjustment to speed of play, getting the ball out a lot quicker. AOC did. Yes, and that is my thing with AOC 4. And though I keep saying AOC 4, I will not say AOC on my fucking show other than when I said I won't say it, because that's the skinny bitch from New York. Can't fucking stand anything that relates to her. It's AOC 4, ain't no comment. Cap, and I can't agree with you. Those quarterbacks haven't done anything. I get it. But I throw out, Ed, quarterbacks who haven't done anything until they did. Steve Young, seriously. Jim Kelly, and these are 2 guys from the old USFL. I'll throw some NFL names out there. Jim Plunkett, Rich Gannon. See where I'm going with this? It's about the opportunity with the right system at the right time. And that's what I'm saying. You get Justin Fields with the right offense, with the right guy calling the plays. I mean, there's a reason why Nagy was drummed out of Chicago and is the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, because he sucked as an OC and as a head coach, and his system, Justin Fields, was horrible in. But he's not bad in whoever's rolling that system now. I don't know who the OC is for Chicago, but he's playing a lot better, right? About time we find a quarterback play deep in the playoffs that can lead this team and win. Okay, the only 2 that you have from that is Russell Wilson has gone to the Super Bowl twice, 1-1, and Kirk Cousins brought people deep in the playoffs, but not to a Super Bowl. So I need some more other than that, Ed. Yeah, Ed and I, man, we go back and forth. It's great. Don't think Fields would do well in our system. Ed, it's not going to be that system. It's it's not going to be that system. What system are we going to have? We don't know who the OC is. That's what I'm saying. Tannehill, that's a name. Depending upon the system, depending upon the system, maybe, right? Depending upon the system, maybe. Hell, we had Mariota with Gruden because it was a system fit. Yeah, we need a new. Yeah, Ed, we're going to get a new OC after. We're going to get a new general manager. Could be. I'm using air quotes because it might be the guy that's there that takes the interim off. We're going to get a new head coach. Same reasoning. Might be the guy that we have there that has the interim taken off, or it might be a new head coach. And if we do get a new head coach that's not Antonio Pierce, hey, folks, this team is going to be jumbled up and starting from scratch. I'm just saying, seriously, if we get a new head coach, I mean, Graham can be gone. The special teams guy will be gone, although he ain't great. But it's a whole new thing. If we have, oh, I'm going to throw up again. I'm going to throw. Jim Harbaugh. If he comes in, everything's gone. Because Harbaugh will want a new DC, which might be Ron Rivera. I think Harbaugh is going to take Rivera as his DC. I just had that. Okay. And if we're going to have somebody come in, that's proven, take the DC from the Dallas Cowboys. That guy, the guy that was the head coach, in Atlanta. Take that guy. Seriously, take that guy. With only one player that can win it all. Okay. And I like Patrick Graham. And we need a new OC. That's right. Frank Reich. Frank Reich is making money, not doing a damn thing, because he's getting paid by Indianapolis and Carolina. Two teams are paying his ass, and he ain't getting off the couch. He will come in as an OC if he's bored, and we pay him some more money. See where I'm going with this? There's only one player that can win it all. Beat than Tom Brady. And I agree with Chris Jones. If we get Chris Jones in our defense as it's constituted now, with Patrick Graham as the defensive coordinator, Chris Jones in the middle with Max and somebody on the other side, maybe even have Wilson play end and tackle, right? I'd be good with that. And by the way, when Justin Fields was selected by Doug Burrs, who was on that staff that knows about him? Kelly does. That's why I said Kelly is our ace in the hole. Kelly was more of a GM than even friggin' Ziegler was. Seriously. I think the NFL should start finding refs for making bad calls. Great Southern, that's a hellacious thing. They don't find them. They just, nice fight. Sandheim's in there. Scotty Lawton's in there. Who else is that? Is that Conway? I don't know who that guy is. See Scotty Lawton. Scotty Lawton's a kind of an undersized guy. Travis Sandheim is a big fucking defenseman. Norse guy. Nordic. Anyway. But I mean, it's going to be it. it's gonna be a while. Let champ cook. I agree, Matt. I hope Pat Graham gets y'all to overspend on Dory Jackson. No, I don't think so. We're gonna spend money. If we're gonna spend money, we'll go like 27, 28 million a year for Chris Jones. And Ed brings up the game from last night. You want to talk about some officials screwing a team? And I mentioned this earlier. The guys and gals, because I said guys and gals, because friggin' Sarah Thomas was out there. And Sarah Thomas, I don't know if Sarah Thomas was the young lady that threw the flag, but I know that I think she was the line judge. I might be wrong, but Sarah Thomas was out there, and that's one of the reasons why they screwed up. Not Sarah Thomas was the reason. I'm just saying, but that officiating crew, it sucked. It sucked. Any else things? Yeah. Hopefully, I'll have enough tea to last this broadcast. Um, I like what Matt Marinovich said. Full time refs, a full time replay official there. That I agree with. Don't go to New York. Full time officials, full time replay officials. You got to do it. You got to do it. And one of the reasons why I say that is in the like 50 years ago, the NFL wasn't full time. The NFL wasn't full time. In like baseball and football, you had the off season. You had a job. I mean, a real job, like you were a salesman or something, or you worked at the sporting goods store. Unless you were a person like Joe Namath, who had all of these ads, advertising things that were coming your way, you had a job. And Gabe, look this up. I'm not. Gabe's a little younger, but seriously, you had your NFL or your major league job, then you had your job. You did, and I'm not parading Sarah Thomas because Sarah Thomas is the best of the three lady officials. She's the best of the three lady officials because the other two, I won't even get into it. They suck, and not in a good way. Pass interference was totally legal for 3.5 quarters, and Jack Jones was not offside. Thank you, Georgia. Good call. He wasn't offside. He didn't commit a pass interference call, but he got screwed. Him and the Raiders got screwed twice. Him and the Raiders got screwed twice. And here it is. So true. Times as see, Bishop knows. Bishop knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm gonna put the link up. I normally do about a half an hour solo. If you want to come into the show, and hopefully you will. Hopefully you will. Before before you go out to New Year's Eve, especially you folks on the West Coast, you got time. You got time. Come in, hang out, go to New Year's New Year's Mass with the bishop. Hey, Roberto Vela. Good to see you, brother. Passing through, wishing you and your viewers, especially Radio Nation, happy. Same to you as well, Shipman. I appreciate that. Same to you, and I agree. Thank you, sir. If you're here, Happy New Year to everybody. Damn, it's got, hopefully, man, 2024 has got to be better than, like I said, personally, 2022 and 2023 really sucked for me. 2023 sucked more. 2022 was the start of the sucking thing. So I'm hoping that things get better. I'm hoping things get better. And thanks, Ed. Edelberto Bella. And Matt says what we're pretty much all aware of. You know, it's man, things are fixed in more ways than one. Things are fixed. If you want to come into the show tonight, did I? Oh, I didn't put the link up. No, I was wondering why nobody came in. I didn't put the friggin' link up. I'm like, why don't you hit the link? Well, because I didn't put the friggin' link up. There's the link. And Edoberto, thank you for the New Year's wishes. There's your link. There's your link. There's your link. Dave Chappell Sr., thank you for being in here, sir. Hit the link. Come on in. Please come into the show. Anyway. Oh, did I hit? Oh, Holly's here too. Captain Jack. Happy New Year to you, Holly Tanner. Good to see you, honey. Who else is that? Okay. Can't suck that much. You're above ground and in health. Hallelujah. True, Bishop. True. I'm. Yeah. I was making carbon dioxide from oxygen in my lungs the last 2 years. True. I wasn't in a coma. True. I had some tribulations that I'd like to get a lot better. Who do you think for the Super Bowl? Okay, well, here's the thing. I can never go, well, this team and that team for sure. I think the best team in the AFC is the Ravens. I think the best team in the AFC is the Ravens. And if you're gonna, if I'm gonna pick two per conference because I do think that the teams that are the number one seeds for each conference are the best. They really are the best teams in that conference. The Niners are friggin' aside from last week, my God, they were kicking everybody's ass, right? But I think that in the NFC, if the Niners trip, I think Detroit's going to be there. And if the Ravens trip up in the AFC, if they can do enough, I think Miami. But I think it's Baltimore. It's Baltimore to go in. Miami, maybe. If Baltimore has an off game, I think the Niners. I think it's going to be a Super Bowl rematch from when I was in Guantanamo. You know, Ravens, Niners. That was the Super Bowl that was in Nolans where the power went out with the lights, right? Talking about things that are fixed. Yeah, don't tell me that wasn't fixed. Did you see the Super Bowl emblem? Red on top and purple on the bottom. Yeah, I didn't see it, but I can believe it. And if that happens, can you call fix? Can you call fix? I think so. Happy New Year to you as well, Robert Pena. Anyway, we're going to we're going to go live to Vegas. We are going to come in with Miss Las Vegas 2023, Anna Diaz.
Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year, Captain.
New Year, darling. I should, Michael Buffer and his brother don't have shit on me for one of those guys that can announce people. I think I could do that for my second profession. I'd be out if I can find somebody that would hire me. I'd do that. I'd do that in a minute. But Happy New Year to you there, Anna. And looking forward to seeing you. We're going to be out on Wednesday.
Okay.
We're coming out Wednesday night. So and I don't have things that are planned right now. I did ask my friend if she can get us tickets to Carrot Top on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I know that was it Rita was saying something about a party for Zuni on Friday at the M. So I know that's in the back of my mind. So that's something. But and then I know I'm going to go to the party on Saturday night at the Mandalay Bay, and I know that there's a signing. I got my helmet, my big helmet. I got that ready to put in my bag for the signing. I can't remember what day that is, but I will go
I
out there.
believe it's Saturday.
Yeah, I'm going to go out there for that. And I did bring my Woodson bottles because I know that Woodson's having a signing as well. Because I already bought the friggin' bottles. I'm going to say, hey, I'm bringing these in. I'm not stealing them. Okay? Because I want
Mm-hmm.
to sign them. So hopefully that'll happen too. But I'm ready. So whenever, and we got, I know breakfast is Saturday. So there are things that'll lock in as they lock in. So hopefully we'll
Yeah.
do that. But what do you think? And give me your thoughts, my God, about how fucked up the officiating is. I know George is going to come in a minute too. He's going to blast shit up. But go ahead, honey.
Okay. I'm going to tell you a couple of things that popped up yesterday that, well, actually, they occurred one of them the day before and one of them occurred yesterday that my son brought to my attention. Okay. They stopped taking bets for the Raiders to make it to the playoffs. Circa stopped that 2 days ago. Yesterday, South Point stopped taking bets for today's game, for the Raiders game today. And my son thought that that was weird. And all the sports books would not allow you to do a parlay that included the Raiders. You could do the other teams, but not the Raiders. Not the Raiders Colts game today. They weren't allowing to do a parlay. So that right there told me something's not right. Something's wrong. And sure enough, with the when I found out who was going to officiate today's game, I'm going, okay, this is all making sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I missed the first half of the game because I got kind of sick today.
Ooh,
And
are
so
you okay, hon?
um I
Uh,
hope so.
okay.
I hope so.
Get with me offline, honey. Get with me offline.
I hope so. I think it's just the holidays are catching up to me right now, and my body's not liking me right now. But
Mm-hmm.
but I knew something was wrong, and then when my son called me yesterday to tell me, "Hey, mom, guess what? This is this is what's going on at the sports book here," and I'm going, huh. I tell my son, I go, something's up. They know something we don't.
Yeah.
And usually when they stop taking bets or they don't allow you to do certain bets, or if something changes, it's because they know something. They know something we don't. And of course, the sports book has been taking pretty hefty hits lately,
Mm-hmm.
especially last weekend's game. Last weekend, the Raiders Chiefs game really fucked up the sports book.
Mm-hmm.
So it from what my husband and my son told me, that there was a lot of bad calls, and And my son had told me, Mom, he goes, I don't think the Raiders are going to win today. They're not going to let them. And I told him, you know what? Nothing surprises me. I go, it's a matter if the Raiders can go around the refs.
Mm-hmm.
Can they play to where the refs, the refs won't be able to, catch anything? But sure enough, I mean, I know that I saw a couple of holds on Adams myself that I'm going.
Couple. Yeah. Well,
I'm being nice. I'm
yeah.
being
Yeah.
nice.
I was gonna say you missed a few then.
I mean, you should have heard one. I thought we were going to have to call 911 on him because he was fuming.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting here nice and calm going,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
But I will say this though. I think hopefully they'll keep, Coach Pierce, and I think they're going to draft some key players for next season. I think they're going to bring in some important people. I think they're going to bring this team up to where it should have been this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to get them ready for next year, and next year, hey, we're really going to see magic, hopefully. Now, if they decide to go around and changing everything,
Mm-hmm. Start from scratch.
but I am going to say this though about everything. January 11th,
Yeah.
depending on that shit goes out,
That's the Gruden date.
then I think for sure they're going to really try and crucify the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
That's my fear, but also too at the same time I'm hoping everything and everyone gets exposed because this shit's got to stop.
Yeah.
This shit's got to stop. I mean, they've been punishing the Raiders for years, and it's been one bad thing after another, and it's got to stop. Something's got to give, and I'm really hoping for the best. This year, I tried. Okay, I tried, Captain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. Nope. My instincts were right about him.
I did at the beginning, and then I finally got fed up with that's the losing proposition. And when you saw me turn on him, you knew it's like when I went and I'll give people benefits. I'll give them benefits. But when I've had enough, I've had enough, and I definitely had enough.
Yeah, and I mean, had they put a stop to it from the beginning, hey, he should have never been hired in the first place. That's my personal belief. He should have never been hired in the first place. We wouldn't have gone through the shit show that we did, and unfortunately, yeah, people are going to point fingers and laugh at us, but you know what? Hey, I'm a freaking Raiders. You can kiss my happy ass. I'm always going to be a Raider.
Right.
I've been a Raider since I was a little girl. I will continue to be a Raider till beyond belief.
Yep.
I'm always going to love that team. But if you're that bandwagon fan, Raiders this, Raiders that, you know what? Just get out of it now. Just stop now. Because you know what? If you cannot support at their worst, you don't deserve to be there at their best.
Mm-hmm.
And when they win that with Super Bowl, we're all going to be right there that have been there all along saying, you know what? We were there. We knew this day was going to come. Hey, I mean, it just irks me, the tantrums that people are having. It's like, you know what? You shouldn't be freaking surprised that we're getting screwed by the rest because it happens every year.
Yeah.
Every year. And you know what? The only thing you could do, unlike when we had, the so-called, they try to shove the Patriot way down our throats. No, we weren't having it, but we stuck through it. We stuck through it. It was a hard pill to swallow, but we ended up shitting it out anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I just hope that they can win next weekend, and that'll be fine. But we can say this: they did beat the Chiefs.
Yes, they did.
We can say that. But I just I just hope for better days. A better year, a better season, and I'm just getting really sick of these refs. There needs to be accountability towards them. There needs to be something done about the refs themselves. Because
Hmm.
because sometimes, I mean, I joke around. I'm like, yeah, you know, this person's going up to the ref and saying, "Did my check clear yet? Are we gonna? Oh, is everything cool? We're gonna get it our way. Did the check clear?
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
And
it's just
you're not. It's not far out of the realm. Like I said, the basketball official Donahue. That it's granted it's harder. It's harder in the NFL because you got more of a crew on more amount of guys with more TV angles. So it's harder, but it can still be done. Just makes it harder. And
yeah, because
with,
I mean, like I said, everybody's playing it with a different officiating book, obviously,
mhm.
and this has got to stop. It's really got to stop. But yeah, I know entertainment purposes only. It's like what? All of a sudden, why did how long ago that they started using that for entertainment purposes only? Since when did we ever hear that? Until just the past few years, and then
Well,
all of a sudden,
I think it's been about 10 years. I mean, somebody can look it up. What when you're done and Georgia Patriots there, I'm sure somebody can look it
but
up.
but when did they start saying it to where everybody's saying, when did whoa, wait a minute, because I don't ever remember hearing it. And
Yeah.
then of course, you know, I'm sorry, but can I file a lawsuit? Because if they had a disclaimer somewhere in the TV, obviously we couldn't read it. They must have had it in clear writing.
Yeah. You know what? Uh, for a class action suit, maybe depending upon what happens with on January 11th, which is my anniversary, by the way, so I won't miss that day. But maybe the Raider fans can get a good shyster lawyer, and I say shyster with respect because my name is Levy, so I can get a good shyster lawyer and do a class action suit against the NFL. That'd be great. I think it'd be great. I mean, what are they going to tell? I mean, what are you going to tell us? No,
But it's going to open everybody's eyes,
exactly, exactly. I agree. I agree.
and it's going to make those refs sweat their off.
Yeah, sweat their bajubies.
Hmm.
Sweat.
I mean, I don't know. It like I said, something's got to give. Things are going to change, but as much as we would like it to, we know it's not. Everything's going to stay the same. That's the way it all. That's the way it is. That's the way I think it's always going to be up
Israel loves you.
until.
But I love her when you were talking about these fair weather fans. I knew when he put that, so I wanted to make sure you got it. So yeah, if you're a fair weather fan, don't fuck with Anna. Don't fuck with Anna. She'll get you.
No, you know what? It like I said, it just cracks me up. How people, oh, I'm done being a Raider. I'm done. This, what? If you're done being a Raider, just quit. Okay, just find another team. Go to that team.
Hmm.
Farewell. Bye.
Yeah.
This is what we've been dealing with. This is what you know. This is unfortunately is what we became accustomed to.
Hmm.
But at the same time, something's got to give. Something's got to change. Something's got to happen. And I'm hoping that Mr. Davis does wake up and say, hey, you know what? Maybe the fans are right. Got this. you know, and hopefully, like I said, Coach AP will be our coach.
And
I
with
love him,
with a real offense, with a real offensive
but
coordinator, I have no
but
problem with Antonio Pierce. I don't.
who knows?
But we'll see.
But anyways, Captain, I thought I'd stop in real quick, say hello and happy New Year to everybody out there. You all be safe and just please remember, if you're going out tonight, Uber, Lyft, taxi, or bug a family member that you know's home that can pick you up and take you home. Because
Yeah,
let me tell you, it's
yeah.
not worth it.
No. I said I used to, like I said, I used to be a bouncer, and I'd make a couple $100, for free or whatnot. I don't do it. Well, first off, I'm broke in, I should say, as far as like the guy with the cane and whatnot. So that's why I don't do it anymore. And I'm staying home like after my show. We're gonna watch the ball drop. We're gonna have like some mimosas and some wine. So because we'll have champagne and wine. I don't know what I'm gonna be. I don't. Hopefully, I'll be okay tomorrow. I'm not a big drinker. You know that. I'm not a big drinker. But yeah, we do some
Yeah.
mimosas and some wine. We'll be all right. Hopefully, we'll be all right.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm home. Juan's working, unfortunately. He's not going to be off until Friday. So he's been working an 11-day stretch. So he won't be off till Friday, but we will see you Saturday morning for breakfast. That's one thing, he's looking forward to seeing everybody at breakfast. And then hopefully it won't be raining on Sunday,
Yeah,
because if it is raining Sunday, I may not be able to go out there.
yeah. Don't get sick. Don't get
Yeah,
sick.
well, on top of that, my chair can't handle the rain, so hopefully, but for sure we will be at breakfast Saturday morning
Okay, honey.
and stuff, and then we'll see you all there and everything. And like I said, happy New Year, everybody. May 2024 be a prosperous year for you all.
And Georgia Patriot is waving at you too. You can't see him because he's well. You know what? Hang on a second. We'll do it three. Go ahead, partner.
Hi, happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
I was gonna say you can't see him because he's down below. I said I'll bring him in. I'll bring him in.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Yeah, you all have a wonderful year. Love you guys.
A whole year without Josh McDaniels. Yes.
We'll see
You
you.
know, I was gonna put no mo ho in 2024.
Right.
That has a couple meanings for me, but it definitely, is a no mo ho 2024. How you doing there, GA? What's going on?
Well, I would normally say fantastic, but I'm not fantastic. So
Yeah, I know. My arms are still tired from that G6 flight I had from Indy to here.
it's a
Yeah, that very tired. But boy, I just flew in from Indy, and boy, are my arms tired. Gabe was asking me about it. You'll understand what we're talking about when you see the pictures for all of us today. Hollywood, Wolf. Who else was out there? I'm brain fart. The destruction. There was a couple other people. We're all taking pictures with the people, so you'll understand once you see the pictures. I'm not going to say anything other than that. Once you see the pictures, you'll get it. You'll get it. But
So,
yeah, come on, brother.
Stuart Schweiger was there. He was posting some pictures from the sidelines. He was on the sideline.
Yep. Because he asked me if I was going to be there, and I spoke about what was going on. But I didn't see Stuart today, which was unfortunate.
Yeah. What's going on, Cap? I sent you a message on Instagram with the replay of the Jack Jones not being offside on the field goal.
Yes, I saw that. And again, the play that I was talking about being not being offside and non-pass interference, it wasn't Jones being offside. It was when they had it was a pass play,
Oh.
and the guy was offside, and then they said that the Raider had defensive pass interference. And I'm like, no, he was offside. The D lineman was in the neutral zone.
I remember that play. Yeah.
The D lineman was in the neutral zone. That was legitimate. Okay.
Right.
But the pass interference, the automatic first down,
No.
no. And that's what I was talking about. That was the bullshit.
The ball wasn't even catchable.
Yes. Thank you. Now you know what I was
a
talking
billion
about.
miles over his head.
Yep.
Yeah,
Billion
it was
miles.
not. Yes, it was not. And here's my thing. I got about halfway to the second quarter, and I was like, okay, they've decided that pass interference is legal today. They're not calling on either team. Everybody gets away with it. Devontae, there were 3 in the first quarter where they were all over Devontae. Nobody called
Yes.
him. And then it almost seemed like the Raiders were like, okay, well, they're not calling pass interference. We'll get us a couple too,
Yeah.
And they weren't calling it on anybody. And I was like, okay, well, at least they're being fair. They're not calling on anybody. But
Right.
they want to decide in the fourth quarter that they're going to start calling them against the Raiders, but still not calling them against.
Yeah, Serena, we're live. Serena asked if we're live. Yes, we're live. Come on in, Serena. I'm gonna put the
Speak for
link up
yourself,
there.
Cap. Some of us are.
Oh, okay. Well, apologies. Hey, you can't get any more live than with this right here.
I
Okay.
hear you. I got one of those.
Yeah. Well, I will see. But yeah, I mean,
I did get
other
back
than-
in the gym. I did go back to the gym today for the first time in months. So
well,
see if we can.
Better you than
I had lost 35 pounds. I put 36 of those 35 back on.
Yeah. Gabe is cheering. Was that for yeah, he was cheering for Georgia. Gabe was cheering for you being back in the gym. Oh, he gave me one of these.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah, okay.
All right. Oh, so yeah, I'm feeling the way Gabe was the other day about the game today. But
Well, I want to hear. I mean, because I didn't see. I didn't see anything other than the Dallas game last night, our game today,
which was horrible.
Exactly.
Oh my God!
And I didn't see anything about the Giants game. I don't even know. I don't even remember who they played.
So that's the last 2 games I've watched from start to finish. The refs have changed the last scoring play to where the team completely changed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they called offsides when he wasn't offsides.
Right.
Missed field goal and let him kick it again. And then last night, that was just. I mean,
that was
how many times in a row can we screw Detroit?
Yeah, and I want to hear from Gabe as a Giants fan, but he's biased because he's a Giants fan.
Right.
I'm sure. Oh, that like I said, now that's not at me again, Gabe. Was that to the NFL? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's saying no. This is to the NFL. I heart you.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
He's so
absolutely.
Anyway, go ahead, brother.
I mean, we didn't play bad. I mean, our defense didn't play the way they have been.
Yeah. We played okay.
Right.
It was the first, and this is why I was saying, and I won't say who he is, but he is a contributor to this channel as far as he comes in. I haven't seen him in a while, but he's been in a while. He said it's Jimmy time. For all those that are upset, basically fuck off. It wasn't fuck off or it was something along those lines.
Jimmy time because we need a couple interceptions.
Right. I said, oh, okay. I said, so they had one drive. I mean, it was immediate right out I sat down. I didn't even have my first technically Arnold Palmer. I didn't have my first Arnold Palmer in front of me, and they scored the running play.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. So it was 7-0. Then it was 7-3.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a tight game, right?
Yeah.
And then we had the one play where it wasn't busted coverage, but the guy just whooped Robertson on a fly and was zoom. And I even said this to who was it? It was, I can't remember who it was. Oh, I know it was Twan, because Twan's black. I said, and here's my racist comment of the day. And it was. Here's my racist comment of the day. The dude's white, and he can fly, and he beat Alec Robertson. So that was my racist comment, and it was.
Yeah.
But he, yeah.
It kills me, Jack. I actually heard a national news media. I don't know. I can't remember if it was ESPN or if it was what, but it was somebody that was talking about today's game. It was yesterday, and they were talking about the Raiders-Colts game, right?
Right.
They said, I almost fell out of my chair. This guy literally said, since Antonio Pierce has taken over, this offense has only scored over 21 points one time. And I was like, okay. And before Antonio Pierce took over, the same offense didn't score over 21 points at all.
At all.
What does it have to do with that time? It's been the same crappy offense. McDaniel's crappy offense. It's been the same crappy offense all year long. AP took over. You can't change the whole playbook in the middle of the season. That's what preseason and training camp is for, right? That's what OTAs are for, to learn the playbook, right? So he's handcuffed, Bo's handcuffed with trying to figure out how to score with McDaniel's offense that McDaniel couldn't even score with.
Right.
And they're like it's something against Antonio Pierce that since he took over, the offense has done exactly what the offense was doing before.
The offense is anemic because Antonio Pierce is now head coach.
All right.
Okay. So you can find out.
What and people are saying something about, like I heard somebody earlier said, we don't need a cheerleader, we don't need a male cheerleader, we need a head coach. Okay, well, Antonio Pierce is not a male cheerleader.
Yeah.
Antonio Pierce is a leader of men. We don't need an X's and O coach. That's what offensive and defensive coordinators are for, right? We don't need a coach like Harbaugh. We need a coach like Madden. Right?
Right.
Leader of men.
We got a leader of men.
Exactly.
We got a leader of men.
Right? What about this loser in Pittsburgh that had no experience when he started coaching?
Which one? Cowher or Tomlin?
Tomlin.
He's
got no experience. When he started coaching. He doesn't know the X's and O's. He's just a leader, right? And he's done horribly, right? He's never had a winning season.
Right. I was saying it facetiously because I knew what you were going with that. Yeah. But they said the same thing about Cowher.
Right.
They said the same thing about Cowher. Well, who is this guy? How can you follow Chuck Noll, the greatest coach of all? Well, okay, technically the greatest coach of all time is Shula. And that's
how about the most well-known coach of all time?
Tom Landry?
John Madden.
Okay, if you're
no
worldwide, yeah.
Exactly. He had no experience, was a linebacker coach, came in, and what he could do was lead men and let his coordinators call plays.
Mm-hmm.
And motivate men.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see who AP picks for offensive coordinator. I think if you bring Harbaugh in, you're going back to a Gruden McDaniels type team where you have one guy that's the tyrannical controller. No,
I don't want no part of that.
Let AP be the coach and let AP choose his coordinators and choose his staff. He's been look what he's done this year, and he did it with Josh McDaniels' staff, Josh McDaniels' team, or Dave Ziegler's team, which was Josh McDaniels' team.
Actually, I think Kelly had a lot of influence on this team as well. Kelly actually knew more about the players than Ziegler did.
Right, but so let AP have a couple of years to bring in his own staff, hire his own offensive coordinator that he likes, that'll bring in their own playbook and their own kind of offense that they want to run. Then you can worry about who to pick for quarterback. There's lots of options out there, right? But how can you pick a quarterback that's going to fit our scheme? We don't have a scheme.
Right.
But it's garbage. If we get a quarterback that fits the scheme we have now, we're going to throw that scheme in the garbage.
Exactly. That's why I was telling, people when I was talking with Ed, he goes, Justin Fields well, it's not good for the scheme. I said, Ed, this is not our scheme that we're going to have next year.
Right.
It's a whole different scheme.
I had somebody told me earlier that Russell Wilson would fit good in our offense.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not saying a lot.
You know from my conversations back and forth with Richie Richey over the season, you know how I feel about
Right.
Russ. Right.
Uh-huh.
If we bring in Russell Wilson, I might have to buy a Titans jersey and a Titans hat. I just can't. I can't.
Yeah. And Serena, I was going to say, Serena wants to go back to Del Rio. No, Serena, no, honey. I love me some Serena, but no. And I've said this, Serena. I've said this and I know Georgia. You've heard me say this a bunch of times. Wait, Gabe, we're almost there. Gabe. Gabe's about ready to have his teenage shit fit. He's like, you know what? I think I'm going to do an extra 5 minutes, Gabe. But here's the thing, for Serena, Jack Del Rio was the polar opposite of John Gruden. John Gruden was first in. With him and Rich Gannon would fight to see who was first in, and him and Rich Gannon would fight to see who was last out. First in, last out. Okay. Jack Del Rio was last in and first out. You don't want that as a head coach. You don't.
You know what I would like? And this is just me personally, and I'm not the head coach, and I don't get to pick. And I'm not Mark Davis, and I'm not Champ, right? What I would like to see is Patrick Graham's defense that he's built. And I'm not talking about run first. I'm talking about run all the time. Lose the short passes, lose the mid-range passes. Al Davis style run and bomb off. We run the ball and we throw it deep. Every occasionally screen. That's just me.
Yeah.
I don't get that because that's not what the NFL is right now.
Thank you. That won't work.
Antonio Pierce becomes head coach. He picks an offensive coordinator, and they bring in an offense and make it work. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a West Coast offense. I don't care if it's a wing T high school offense. If it works, let's go.
Yeah.
Right? I'm the armchair GM, and I'm an armchair quarterback, and that's what I want to see. I want to see pound the rock, throw the ball. Pound the rock, throw the ball. Because I'm a Raider, and I'm a Raider of the 70s.
I got you.
That's what I love, and nobody does it anymore. But that's okay. Let's do something that works.
Well, see, here's
what I would love is bring Bieniemy in.
Yeah, and if Eric, do you know why they didn't? That Eric Bieniemy is probably not going to come in. You know about his past, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Eric, for those that haven't been keeping up, Eric Bieniemy has a domestic assault charge from years and years and years ago when he was with the Colorado Buffaloes.
So, what better team than the team of second chances?
I get it, but you're gonna have to have that go by Mark Davis and Fred Biletnikoff.
Yeah. Right. The only reason I say Bieniemy is just to piss the Chiefs off.
Well,
there's plenty of offensive coordinators out there that are fine.
I get it. I mean, the one thing that I like, Adam Gase, who's helping out Bo, bring him in. Adam Gase sucks as a head coach, but he was a fantastic offensive coordinator.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Right.
I'd bring in Adam Gase. So
I would even if they decided to let Bo have a year to put his own offense in and see what he can do, I wouldn't even be mad at that. Because we don't know what he can do. Nobody knows. Everybody says Bo's a horrible offensive coordinator. We don't know. All he's doing is calling plays out of Josh McDaniels' playbook.
Right, and they got rid of like 80% of McDaniels' playbook, and they're rolling with 20% of that can actually work with players that we have in our scheme that can actually do it.
Give me six plays.
Right, yeah, exactly, and it's kind of like I said, it's the Denzel Washington. Remember the Titans playbook. Right. It's 8 plays, and we're gonna run the hell out of it. You know, it's like I can't remember what it was. Yeah, it was like it's a lot of this,
I got
and
6
if you
plays.
don't
I
like-
run these 6 plays.
Yeah, that's what it is, and whatever works. And the thing is
Like
that
Novocaine.
you should exactly. It's like Novocaine. If you can't stop it,
Right.
keep running it. So, but I mean, I liked it, but I agree. And Serena, I agree with you. McDaniels was allowed to stay too long. Yes. I even gave him the benefit of when he wasn't let go last year. Motherfuck, the Flames just scored a fucking goal.
Well,
Sorry.
Cap, I'm going to give you my one last stat that nobody's talking about, and then I'll let you get Gabe on so he doesn't fall asleep.
Yeah, God forbid we let Gabe fall asleep on New Year's Eve.
Here we go again. Another time this season, Devontae Adams got his catches. Devontae Adams got his yards. We lost the game.
Right.
It's happened over and over and over this year. When Devontae Adams is getting over 150 yards, we lost.
Yeah. And
when 8 different people got touchdowns,
we won.
Right.
Yeah. And Ramiro, I appreciate that. It's a form of the veer. It's 8 plays. The veer. That's it. Thank you, the veer. Thank you.
I got 6
Ramiro.
plays. I run them over and over again.
Just like Novocaine.
Right. Absolutely.
Hey, Georgia, take care of their partner.
Happy New Year, Nation.
Happy New Year to you, brother. You take care, man. We'll see you. We'll definitely see you sometime in 2024. Inshallah, God willing. Okay, I like that one because it's true. God willing, inshallah.
I'll meet you at that Mexican restaurant in Vegas one weekend next year.
I'll meet you at that Mexican restaurant in Vegas, and hopefully I'll have some Mexican with me as well.
Bring 2 this time.
Yeah, bring 2 for sure. I got you. Take care, brother. You be well. All right, that's Georgia. Gotta love Georgia, man. And yeah, that Mexican restaurant, oh my God, was friggin' the food was wonderful. All right, so hey, wake up, Gabe! He's like the. Yeah, I see you. We're gonna bring Gabe in. God forbid before he falls asleep. Yeah, okay. That's okay. I'll just stay on here because I
oh my God, I made it. Holy
you
cow.
made it.
Holy cow.
Hey, I got you in when I can get you in, man.
Oh,
You know,
I
that's the way
was.
it is.
Whew,
Yeah, you were
I didn't know
dozing
if I
off,
was
man. I tell you, gotta have those. Because you're 17. You're 17 now, right? Or still okay? You're 17. So God forbid that a 17-year-old would fall asleep on New Year's Eve.
I know you're making an effort.
Yeah, I'm making an effort. You know, I like I said, when this is done, I'm gonna get some mimosas and some good it's either I can't remember. It's not saying. Well, we might have some sangria, but it's going to be like the red, like either Moscato. I think it's Moscato or Ruscato, whichever one is the red one, right?
I'm gonna
It's
enjoy
the sweet one.
my sparkling apple cider. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Have fun with the sparkling apple cider.
Thank you very much.
You got it. But have a good New Year. Senior year upcoming.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when I wish I would have known what happened to Browns by Jacob, because
he hasn't been anywhere really. I think he's doing more like personalist. Like he's more I think he's like kind of done. I don't know. He doesn't post that much on his Browns account. He posts on his personal account, but he doesn't post that much on his Browns account.
But yeah, Browns by Jacob was the young man that was gonna be in the NFL. And I said, take me on as your assistant. And the other young lady, the young Kansas City girl, and the young Washington Redskins or whatever their friggin' name is.
Yeah. So the Commanders fan.
He was playing ball. He was playing football and basketball.
Yeah, he's doing he does travel he does really serious basketball basically.
Yeah,
he hasn't even been on Sneaky Show, and that's where it's where he came from, really.
Yeah,
he hasn't even been on Sneaky Show in a while. When he pops in, he only can come in for a couple minutes, so he hasn't really been. And Kansas City,
the young lady, the cute girl.
McNugget. She
I'm allowed to say she's cute. I'm not going after her. She's not 18. Okay?
She is.
She is cute. Thank you, Gabe. Appreciate it. She is cute.
She's I believe in college now, and she's doing like club track or some club sport, I believe. So
good for her.
Yeah, so she's doing good too. I talk to her once in a while. So,
well, if you see any of them, tell them I did say hi through you. That I'm glad that they're going through life well. Going through life well. Yeah, Georgia says cute like a puppy. Yeah. Hey, she's 18 now.
I think she's over 18 actually.
Yeah, there you go. Hey. She is cute. But just saying. But now I want to hear two things. First off, did you see any of the Raiders game? If the answer is no, that's fine.
No, I just saw the score, and I kind of thought I didn't know there was so much controversy. There's always controversy over games in the NFL nowadays.
It sucked. Man, horrible.
I didn't think the Raiders were playing as strong as they did against the Chiefs. So
that's true. That is true. Yeah. But now you saw the Dallas game. So what are your thoughts on that? Because Dallas
my
absolutely got friggin' the Lions got screwed without benefit of KY.
I agree. That ref needs – this is what I want from the NFL. The NFL has so much money, it is ridiculous. They cost $130 for a jersey or more if you want to get the sewn-on patch ones, right? Yeah, that was probably, what, $300?
No. This was – because the $300 ones, each one of these would be a patch. This is just the one patch. So this was like 150. It's the what is it? The salute to service.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah,
the NFL has a lot of money. That's my point. The NFL has so much money coming into them every day on the daily. On the daily, they have money coming into them.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that they can't make these refs full time is ridiculous. They can. They really can. They have the money. It's not a money problem. All right. They can make these refs full time. And the idea that they can't is just it's ridiculous. They can, okay? These refs need to be I don't know, like Zoom. They can stay in their respective hometowns for all I care. You can do Zoom calls, or I don't know exactly what the exact mechanics of a full-time ref would be, but they should be studying. It should be studying their games that they called, seeing what mistakes they made. Because we can all look at the film and say what mistakes they made, right? We can easily watch the film and say what mistakes they made. They should be able to do the same thing. And they shouldn't be able to teach a full week as a gym teacher at a public school and then fly Saturday to the game, basically. Fly Saturday to wherever they're calling a game. That shouldn't be how it works. It should be a full-time ref.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't remember all of what was stated, but if I remember what ref told me, it was like maybe they do like the Friday, Saturday, kind of like what I do when I go to a Raider game. I fly out on Friday, I have a Raider event on Saturday, and then I got the game on Sunday. Okay. I think, and then you leave either now the refs might leave after the game back or
the teams usually leave after the game unless it's a
right.
Night.
So it's kind of like with those things where they fly in. I think maybe Friday mid afternoon.
Then what are they doing till Sunday?
That's what I'm telling you. They fly in. They have a crew meeting.
Oh, okay.
Where the crew, they actually tell people, they go over the tape of the teams that they're going to be reffing against. They have tape of the teams. They say, this is their dynamics. This is what their tendencies are. This is where you will see a lot, and this is why they can kind of tailor their event, tailor the bullshit to, okay, you see how this guy is? It said this guy is prone. Look how much he's holding, and this last crew didn't call it. So they can tailor how to fuck over a team because they watch tape too. They do. And then they have the assignment, and then they're supposed to be what do you call it? What is it? Unbiased. They're not. They suck things up for different things, but they have their meetings as well. They do the game, they take a shower, and then they're gone. And they do this every week. It's similar. Now I don't have all of it, but check with maybe during the when we get down to like the playoffs and we're not talking as much on NFL Nation Live. Remind or send them. You know how they said the email. That they have that email address. Send ref an email. Said, hey, can you detail what a crew does for each game?
When did ref in the he refed in the NFL, right?
Yes, he refed in the NFL.
Yeah, when did he ref in the NFL?
Why don't you ask him that? Why don't you get the story from the man?
Okay.
Why don't you get the
story? I'd be curious to know, just like based on how much has changed since he was, since he was in the because there's a lot changed in the NFL since early 2000s, and even heck 10 years ago. So there's been a lot of change, but yeah, the refs are a problem everywhere. It's not even just the Raiders. I know you like to say that they always screw the Raiders. It's everywhere. Everywhere they're screwing people. I mean, the Lions, the Giants last week. It's happening everywhere. It really is.
It's what I'm saying is the Raiders get screwed to an ultimate degree where everybody isn't getting boned to the degree and to the amount and for the year upon year upon. And the funny thing is that the Raiders were leading the league in the least amount of penalties. The least amount, and that is, I don't think has ever happened. I don't think it's ever happened.
Aren't they still?
I think that I know they're a top 5 least penalized team. I know that they're top 5 least penalized. Okay. Even pending today. But the point is, it's not the amount, although the amount was always fucking over the Raiders. It's the when and to what degree, what the penalty is, and the timing of the penalty. That's how, as Joe Pesci would kind of say, that's how they fuck you in the drive-thru.
Yeah.
Okay? That's how they fuck you in the drive-thru. They will call a penalty at the most opportune time for them to fuck with you.
Uh-huh.
And the flip side of that is they won't call a penalty at the most opportune time to fuck.
Yes, I agree. That's true. Last week against the Eagles, so many pass interference in the last minute, and they were not going to throw. They were not even thinking about throwing a flag. They were just play it how you will, play whatever you want to do, and we're not going to call anything. We're just going to sit back and relax and watch the game because they were not going to do anything. Another thing with the NFL, another thing I have. How on earth are you fining players money because they're putting their head down when they're a running back? You are fining Saquon Barkley $20,000 because he put his head down? Are you kidding me? Because he put his head down? He was finishing a run. It's football. This isn't football. This isn't soccer. He's finishing a run.
How many times has he been fined for that?
Not that many because he doesn't put his head down enough. But
okay, well, I'm saying Josh Jacobs has been fined at least 2, if not 3 times this year for that same bullshit.
Ridiculous. Absolutely. It's football. It is football. This isn't. Why are we trying to make the football softer than it is? It's a physical sport. It doesn't have to be. It's already not as. It used to be even more physical, but it's already not as it used to be. And then you're gonna find players who are putting their head down. Are you kidding me? That's part of the running back position. You grind to get those extra couple yards by putting your head down. Unbelievable. Absolutely unfreaking believable. And that is it's absolutely horrible that they fined Saquon for that.
I agree, Israel. I agree.
Yeah, It's terrible. But Giants played the Rams today. All I'm gonna say is Tyrod Taylor, you suck. You are the worst backup quarterback ever. I cannot believe we benched Tommy DeVito for you. Can't even complete a pitch pass. Can't even complete a pitch pass from 1 yard out to Saquon Barkley. Captain, I swear, all he had to do was throw it 1 yard to Saquon Barkley, who's wide open right in front of him. Literally, he rolls out. Here, I'll give you an animation again.
Oh, I love the Gabe animations because they're live and in action.
He throws it and misses. Saquon Barkley standing right in. Saquon is right here, standing in front of him, and he cannot. He misses the pass. How do you miss the pass?
Now let me ask. Okay, why would he throw it like this? Why not do this? If it's 1 yard, why not do a like I said, a pitch? Not even a pat, just a flip.
My 3-year-old cousin could have completed that pass. It was absolutely unbelievable. I mean, It was absolutely unbelievable. And what do you know, Captain? That was a 2-point conversion, by the way. We lose by 1 point because Tyrod Taylor, also, he could have run in. That's the other thing. He could have just run in for it. He was rolled out of the pocket, and he was free to just run in for it. And, oh, my God, I couldn't believe it. You should have seen me. And this team, this is the difference between a winning team and a losing team. Tyrod Taylor's been in the league for 11 years. It doesn't get much more.
I was waiting for you to blow up.
It doesn't get much more experience than that, Ed. It really doesn't. All right?
Tyrod Taylor, this is like his 6th team.
Yeah, he's been all over. He's not a bad backup quarterback, but holy cow, how do you miss that pass? 11 years in the league and you can't complete the easiest pass of your career. Are you kidding me? Absolutely unbelievable. He was, and here's my issue, right? He came in because we benched Tommy DeVito in the Eagles game. We benched Tommy DeVito for the rest of the season, and Tommy DeVito didn't get benched because he threw like a disastrous interception. Nothing like that. He got benched. He got benched because he was missing wide open receivers. Okay, wide open receivers. That's why he got benched. Tyrod Taylor comes in and does the same thing, and he's still in the game. I honestly cannot. The Brian Dable we have seen this year is completely different from last year. I don't know what happened to balls of steel. That was last year. He was great. 4th and 1, you knew Brian Dable was going for it. 4th and 2, you knew Brian Dable was going for it. This year, this conservative stuff is terrible. I mean, I cannot say. It's like we play not to lose. We play to barely win. And it doesn't work time and time and time again. It's 2nd and 10. Tyrod Taylor just did a 40-yard run, so we get to, like the 48-yard line, right? 2nd and 10, 40 seconds left on the clock. Realistically, you would want to get a couple more yards for your kicker to kick the game-winning field goal, correct?
Yes.
Right? Yes. Okay. We're down 1 point, so a field goal would have won it, right? What is the play call on 2nd down? A Saquon run up the middle for -2 yards. Unbelievable. I mean, it is absolutely yes.
Up. Gabe. I'm sure his parents were probably admonishing him on being a little loud. I'm sure if your parents would say, "Hey, settle down."
Yeah, settle down a little.
Yeah. And again, I don't want to get you in trouble. I don't want to get you in trouble. Oh, Georgia wants to know how many monsters you drink a day.
I've had a monster like once in my whole life.
I'll say don't drink them.
No,
you don't need No, you don't need monsters. You don't need 5-hour energies. You don't need any of that shit. You don't. Coffee, if you really need it, a good jolt of coffee is fine. Don't get hooked on that shit. I'm telling you, it's bad for you. It's bad for you. And I never had them, but I mean, with my heart condition, I definitely can't have them because that would be like putting like rocket fuel into my heart and letting it go, a day. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Ed Winchell's like, how many 8 balls do you snort a day?
It's just unbelievable. But anyways, we're focused on the draft now.
Yeah. Now let me ask one thing. Dable is your head coach, but he's still your OC.
He's not our OC. We have Mike freaking Kafka.
Mike Kafka, the old quarterback.
Yes, he's our OC.
Ah, okay, but is
But
he
it's
really
Brian Dable's? It's Brian Dable's playbook, if that's what you're
asking. Right. So basically, he guesses if Kafka calls a play and Dable doesn't like it, then he overrides him, right?
That's what everyone believes. Yes, at this point, yes, we believe that is basically how we believe. It's like Dable's like, this is the play, call it into the quarterback. That's basically how we believe it works at this point.
Right.
Actually, at one point, he did take over play calling in the middle of a game against Arizona, and we ended up winning that game in the second half comeback. So honestly, it wasn't bad when he actually did call the plays. But yeah, we need a quarterback, and I'm not saying I don't want Michael Penix, I don't want Bo Nix, I do not want JJ McCarthy. I want Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, or Drake May.
I would say Drake May, yes. Jaden Daniels, if he gets bigger. Because he's kind of like Bryce Young. It's Bryce Young. The kid that's in. I always say it's
Bryce Young is terrible. I cannot.
Yeah, well, he needs to get bigger, and that was his issue in Bama. Jaden Daniels is twiggish, and he's gonna need to put on weight. Penix would be good if he didn't have both of his knees blown out. That's why that's why I said.
I do.
Yeah, you can get dangerous.
I do not want anything to do with Russell Wilson. The only one who can fix Russell Wilson is maybe Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh. Maybe.
How come Tomlin is a defensive
guy? Don't
guy.
ask me. It's just a thought. All right. That is the only place I think Russell Wilson could ever succeed again. I don't want anything to do with Russell Wilson. He is a lost cause. There is very few people in this league who can fix Russell Wilson.
Okay.
But I want a young quarterback that Dable can attach his name to, and that's not named Daniel. I'm done with Daniel Jones. I don't care if we're paying him $40 million next year.
I was going to say how much are you gonna get screwed?
I will pay him this year, and we'll cut him after this year, or after 2024. We'll cut him, and we'll save $20 million, whatever it is. We'll save money in the third year. I mean, honestly, I could not care any less about Daniel Jones. I have banged the table for this man for how many? I have tried to back him for so many years, and it gets to a point where you're just tired of it. You're just too tired of it. I've defended this man till I can't anymore. 2 neck injuries, a torn ACL, and multiple sprained ankles. Yeah, I think I'm done with him. I do. I mean, I can't even stand it. But what I really want the Giants to do, and I know this didn't work out for the Panthers, but this is what I want to do. Spend big and free. This will be my final thoughts. Spend big and free agents. Bring in a wide receiver. I'm talking T. Higgins, Michael Pittman, one of the top of the top. Okay, bring in a free agent wide receiver. Okay, sign veteran offensive linemen who have proven themselves in this league. Sign proven offensive linemen. Okay, that's very important because our O-line is terrible, horrible. Okay, that's next. Okay, then I want to trade up. I don't know where. Right now, I'm thinking maybe trade up to number 1 because the Chicago Bears have number 1, but they might keep Justin Fields. It's not a foregone conclusion.
And that's why I said I think that Justin Fields is going to be on the Raiders next year if Kelly has anything to do with that.
But I know, but the Bears fans want Justin Fields to stay. Did you see the thing where the Bears fans chanted, "We want Justin, we want Justin, we want Justin"? You know?
No, I haven't, but I don't know why they don't keep him.
Yeah, I think they might keep. I think they might keep him. I really do. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But then I want to pick our quarterback of the future, and we have some solid wide receivers around. Solid. Darius Slayton's looked really good this year. He got a contract extension. He's over 1,000 yards for the first time in his career. He's looked very good. Wandale Robinson out of Kentucky a couple of years ago, very small, 5'8" slot wide receiver. He's starting to really look good. He's battled through a couple injuries, but he's starting to look good. Hyatt, work in progress. We need the offseason with Hyatt. We need to bulk him up, and we need to develop his route tree because I swear at Tennessee they just told him go along and hope for the best because that's what it looks like. So we have some solid pieces that could be around this rookie quarterback. It's really going to matter for Joe Shane to hit big in free agency. Do we have a lot of money? We have 40, 45, 50 million to play around.
That's not a lot of money.
I know.
Not a lot of money.
Cap space in the NFL is more of a myth than anything. You can move them around money really easily in the NFL. Like the cap space, I don't even worry about cap space too much because it is really easy to manipulate. If you have a good GM, you can manipulate the cap. I mean, that's really just how it works. It is so Joe Shane came into here, we were like $15 million in debt, and the first year he came in, I have $35 million to play with next year. Is that from over the cap or is that from NFLPA? Because there's a difference.
I don't know. What's your sourcing on that, Ed?
Yeah, I want to know.
Is it spot track or over the cap? I'm not sure.
Over the cap can be a little off sometimes, but anyways, and also that's before we cut players. There's a bunch of ways to get money before free agency even starts. With that, Captain, that's what I want the Giants to do. Really, we need a quarterback. If we go into next year with Daniel Jones as our quarterback, I hope I am wrong.
If you give Daniel Jones a post June 1st cut,
no, we are not. We can't cut him this year. It is impossible to cut him this year.
No, but if you cut him after June 1st, then it gets spread out over 2 years.
Yeah, but even that's not like it. And we already said he's going to be our starter next year, so that's the.
Well, then that's just stupid.
Well, right, but think about it. He's going to be our starter week. They said he's going to be your starter week 1 next year. Obviously, he's going to be your starter next year week 1 because you're going to bench the rookie for a couple weeks. It's exactly what they did with Eli. Liabilities $211 million in cap. Yeah, $17 million of that's going to Darren Waller. I hate that contract. $246 million is your cap space. That leaves $35 million. Again, is it over the cap, spot track, or NFLPA? Because the only one I really care about is NFLPA, and sometimes over the cap. I do not want Jimmy G. Nope, that's damaged goods too. I do not want him.
So you don't want Dangerous, you don't want Jimmy G, and you don't want Daniel Jones, but you're going to be stuck with Daniel Jones.
I want a quarterback in the draft. That's all I want. I don't think he could be the biggest bust of all time, and I will tell everyone I'm wrong, but I'm telling you, the top 3 quarterbacks in the drafts, all 3 of them are going to be very good quarterbacks in this league.
Okay. I don't know about Caleb Williams because with Caleb Williams is kind of like a Ryan Leaf thing, attitude-wise, of how he thinks he's the anointed one, that I'm better than everybody else. And Ryan Leaf had that. Caleb Williams.
I don't think he thinks.
Well, Caleb would have to come down off his high horse. And I think that being this year was a bad year for him, I think that he might have gotten to, maybe I'm not that guy anymore. Maybe I'm not as great as I think I am. But he needs to come back off of that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And it's like Bo Nix, and why does Bo Nix suck?
I think he has an attitude. If you want to talk about an attitude, I don't like his attitude, and also I don't.
Well, Justin Herbert has the same attitude, and they basically came from the same school.
Right. I think Justin Herbert's overrated.
I think to a point, true.
I don't see an attraction to both. I watch Jaden Daniels and I'm excited. I watch Drake May and I'm excited. I watch Caleb Williams and I'm excited. I mean, not as much as like I think I like Jaden Daniels and Drake May better, if I'm being honest. Caleb Williams isn't bad though. Caleb Williams is
Right. And that's why I said I think that Drake May, I'd love to have Drake May. I like Bo Nix though too.
You like Bo
I
Nix?
think that, yeah.
Who I
like Drake
really
May.
don't want is JJ McCarthy.
You know what? I honestly don't know enough about McCarthy to give a full view on him. I don't, because I don't know enough. I know that he's the quarterback of Michigan. That much I know, but I haven't seen enough of him. Even last year when Caleb Williams was winning the Heisman, and I told people I've never seen him, and I still haven't seen. I haven't seen 2 games with Caleb Williams, but I've seen all of the the crap about, well, I want, if you're going to draft me, I got to be a part owner. I've seen shit like that.
Is that true? Okay, I know.
At the time, that was true.
Was it his dad? What was the sourcing on that? I never really got
from his fucking mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
He said he wanted.
Well, okay. Now let me say it. Now it could be hearsay, but it was quotes from Caleb Williams saying that if you're gonna draft me, I want some ownership control in the team. From what I've been told. Now, I haven't looked at it in a while because I heard that and ran with it, and I'd have to go back. But nobody denied when I said that on my show. They're like, yeah. No. People were like, yeah, fuck that guy. And even Kenna, who was the biggest Caleb Williams supporter in the world, he even backed up off of him. And if Kenna backs up off of Caleb Williams, there's got to be some validity to that.
Caleb is a crying baby. Ed, didn't you have lunch with Caleb or something?
Ed. You know what? I'm gonna say, yeah. But Ed, we need to draft a quarterback. But you know what? There are plenty of like I said, even Ritter can be had in the 2nd and 3rd or 4th rounds.
Who?
Ritter, or not Ritter. Because Ritter's in the NFL now. The kid that played for South Carolina and Oklahoma.
Oh my God, Spencer Rattler.
Rattler. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of him. I'm just saying, but he's kind of like a non-polished Mahomes. He can run around and throw.
There's a reason Spencer Rattler had to transfer out of Oklahoma.
I get it. I'm not saying that I want him, but he would be under the right people to teach him. He wouldn't be bad. But it'd be
interesting where Spencer Rattler runs. That's an interesting. Probably I'm thinking 4th round maybe for him.
Yeah.
4th round, 5th round. He was on that high school quarterback show. All right, Captain. Everyone have a good New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well, Gabe. Don't get in trouble, and don't blame me when your parents come in and say, "Take a fucking chill pill." Okay?
I'm gonna blame you.
Yeah, fuck you. You better not.
Hey, Kelly, have a good New Year, everyone. Have a good New Year, and I'll see you on 2024, guys.
You got it. Happy 2024 to you, brother. You take care.
You too.
All right, that's Gabe. Bobby, I'm trying to go to the draft. I was in Kansas City last year. I've been in the draft in Vegas. I was in the draft in Tennessee. I've been to the draft a couple different times. I need to make sure I can go to the draft in April. The draft in April is in Detroit. I know that. I'm going to try to go to the draft. And have I been going to the games since the Madden days? No. Bobby, I lived in Philadelphia as a kid. I'm answering Bobby because he's been giving me some wonderful questions. I've been a Raiders fan for over 50 years. So I've been a Raiders fan since Madden was the coach. That I can tell you. I didn't go to the games because I lived in Philadelphia as a kid. As a kid living in Philly. So the very first game that I went to as a Raiders fan was when I lived in San Diego when I was in the Navy. Okay? I was in the Navy and we went to the games and I saw the Raiders play the Chargers in San Diego, which would have been in the early 90s. So I've been going to the games since the early 90s because I was in California and I was afforded the opportunity with money and an income and a job to do that. But I've been a Raiders fan for over 50 years. I hope that answers your question. Brian's going to be going to the draft in Green Bay. Is that 2 years, Brian? Two years? Maybe two, because I know it's Detroit next. This in 2024. It's Detroit if it's in Green Bay. And I'm gonna answer Bobby's question. Final question, and John Goodman, aka Gunny Goodman. Good to see you. Good to see Gunny Goodman. 2025. I'd go to the draft in Green Bay. That would be wonderful. What made me a Raiders fan, Bobby, and people that watch this show know this. I went to school in Philadelphia as a kid went to school with a kid by the name of Kenny Blanda. Kenny Blanda was the nephew or great nephew, can't remember which, of George Blanda. George Blanda was the Hall of Fame player for the NFL that actually had the most points ever scored in the NFL was from George Blanda prior to Walter Payton breaking it. George Blanda played until he was 48 years of age. He played for the Bears, the Oilers, and then he finished his career with the Raiders. And I was going to school with Kenny Blanda. He said, "Hey, you should check out my uncle. Plays for the Raiders." And I watched him on TV as a kid, and I became a Raiders fan ever since. And I never, ever changed my love. In Philadelphia, when you're in Philly, you're mostly a Philly Eagles fan or a Phillies fan or a Flyers fan. I was just watching the Flyers. I'm still a Flyers fan. I still love my Phillies. But I love my Raiders. So that is the last of the questions for Bobby. Bobby, thank you for coming in. Bobby, I think, is new. So thanks for those questions. We got 10 minutes to go. According to reports, the drafts were 100% on McDipshit. Yeah, but I tell you what, I think that we got, the kid that we got as a defensive end, once he gets through the foot injury, I really believe this. And Thrash, good to see you, Thrash. But when Wilson can get past the foot injury, I think we'll be fine. Kid has a motor, and I think that you're seeing more of him as the season goes on. He's playing well. Friggin' Kuntz is playing well. You throw Chris, and I know this is pipe dream. But if you throw Chris Jones on that defensive line, you take him away from the Chiefs, and you give him to the Raiders. I'd play G next week and tank, just saying we need help in the draft. Okay, well, you know what? Bish, it'd only be a couple spots. It'd only be a couple spots. And the way the Raiders draft in the first round is suspect anyway. It's only a couple spots. And Ed, I don't think he's a bust. I don't think he's a bust. And Bobby, yes, I meet players often. I do. I meet players often. So I get a chance to hang out with him. But again, folks, it's been fine and wonderful. It's the New Year's show. Bobby, I hope that you have, what is it? Um, Popped into the show. You are, and by the way, if you get to the show and you sign up for it, hit the bell. Keep ringing the bell for all of the notifications. Bishop, I don't think we missed last year on Wilson too. I know that the big kid at Davis, the big defensive tackle, is playing well for the Eagles, but there was some issues with him. Well, Ed, did we miss on Jacobs? Did we miss on Jacobs? Now, the other guys we did. We missed on those other guys. We did. But I don't think we missed on Jacobs. And honestly, if Henry Ruggs hadn't have fucking forgot how to be a driver and you know, how to drive a vehicle with you know, being not an asshole, I think Henry Ruggs would have been something. And yeah, Josh Jacobs is gone. But I think for what you would call a miss is that a guy that did not contribute. And Josh Jacobs has contributed quite well for the Raiders his entire time. And show me the druggy stuff. Show me the druggy stuff. I want to see that. Anyway, I'm gonna pretty much end the show. And yeah, he's getting refined in prison. That's what the bishop says. Anyway, thanks again. It is almost 11 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to go out and get some mimosas and some Roscato, the red wine, which is Roscato, the sweet red wine, which is Roscato, or sangria, sweet stuff. You can have some mimosas. I'm going to ring in the new year. I'm going to watch the ball drop on the new year in more ways than one. Boy, I wish. But again, everybody have a fabulous new year. Thank God we are still alive to do what we can. Blessings, bendiciones for everybody here. Mi familia total, my all my family here. Take care of yourselves. Blessings for you, and yes, please God. Please God. Good blessings for this pirate. I ask you. Thank you. Take care. We'll see you probably Tuesday. We'll see everybody. Take care, everybody.